So I'm Michael Green from McFarland Green Biggar Architects. The biggest problem right now that we face in the next century is the issue of climate change. And that if you consider that 50% of the energy in North America and 50% of the greenhouse gases in North America come from the building industry, there is no single job or profession on Earth that can change the direction and destiny of Earth bigger than an architect. And therefore, we need to really change the way we think about our role in society and the ethic of what we do. The project we work on should fit into moving the ball of man forward. And it should fit into this puzzle of how we actually affect climate change down the road. The issue is legacy is a very important thing. It's the idea that we are borrowing our future from our kids, which is a bit of a cliche, but it's actually a very important cliche. It's really more important than the idea that we're actually working for ourselves. I bring my kids everywhere I go. Everywhere I can go, I bring them. And they really have become an incredibly informative part about how I see the world and what I want to give to my children and what I want to give to the world and the work that we do. And truthfully, having kids actually changed that. I care much more about how my kids and my grandkids think about the world and what they think about the work I do today than, truthfully, how I feel about my own work today. I want them to be proud of me, and I want the work we do to actually be meaningful to some legacy down the road. The moments of real change and perspective for me, again, were the developing world. We're working on a project right now in Tajikistan in Central Asia, just north of Afghanistan. And it's strange for a firm from Vancouver, from North Vancouver, to be working in these curious parts of the world. Every single thing in society had values. So they took their garbage and turned it into things that actually had meaning. They took old radiators and turned them into staircases that led you through the community. And they took car doors and either turned them into bridges across ravines or they turned them into garden gates. The way we see the relevance of design needs to change. We need to think about our role, the things around us differently and how we use them differently. And that creativity isn't really just about actually spending money, it's actually using resources more cleverly. The elegance of real life that you see in the developing world is really what should inform the solutions we use in the developed world. And I think that's a huge cultural shift that's happening. It's a huge world shift that needs to happen. We need to stop staring at the icons of design in the developed world and move to the icons of design who are nameless in the developing world. And we'll grow a lot, and we'll solve a lot of the world's problems. We need to start over. We need to really go back to the beginning of the way we think about buildings, and I think that's probably one of the most exciting things about where we are today. I think we're not talking about it enough. I don't think we realize that the green revolution is not about photovoltaic cells and green roofs. It's not about LEED. It's actually about much more profound changes in the way we think about the world and the way we build, and that's part of what we're working on. And so we're focused on this new exercise of looking at the skyscraper, urban environments, big buildings, and how you build them in materials that don't put out huge carbon footprints, but actually extract carbon from the atmosphere and actually help us reverse or at least control the process of climate change.